Yes, indeed. What's happening? What is happening? We on the 30th day, y'all, of Women's HERStory Month. And I got to give the 30th day to a lady that comes from New Jersey. Yeah, she was the greatest singer of all time, in my opinion. You dig? Now, we got many. But when you talking about the voice, she's known as the voice. If you know her, you know who I'm talking about. She is number 2, according to the Rolling Stone. She's the second best female vocalist of all time, according to Rolling Stone. Second on the list. When you talk about great voices and great performers, this person was it. Okay. She was also the most awarded performer of the 20th century at that time, before she passed. We all loved her. She told us the greatest love of all is learning to love yourself. Now we should think about that, y'all. I think you should play that in your playlist when you break up with somebody, or if you end your marriage, or you end any type of relationship, situationship. You should play that song and believe in it. Don't just play it. Believe in it. Utilize it, because it's the truth. She spoke the truth. And we ain't gonna get on the negativities in her life. We're not doing that. We just gonna give the props to her, because she definitely was and still is the queen of the night. Yeah, and all of us that came up in the 90s, and even some of y'all that didn't, but y'all have watched this movie, The Bodyguard. You have watched Waiting to Exhale. You have watched The Preacher's Wife. I can go on and on. This woman definitely made a mark. But that Bodyguard, that was it. When she took Dolly Parton's song, I Will Always Love You, when she took that song and made it into, when I tell you, that's one of the, I gotta say, break up to make up. Well, not really make up, but like if you breaking up with somebody and you know y'all not gonna be together no more, but you don't hate that person and you still got love for them, that song there is one of the greatest renditions that you can make. And that's no shade to Dolly P, because Dolly P is a GOAT too. Dolly Parton is a GOAT too now. Dolly P is definitely a GOAT, right, of country music, for sure. She's top 3, for sure. If not at the very top. Shout out to Dolly Parton. But when this woman came along and remade that song, I Will Always Love You, it took it to another level. Because there was something about her voice, something in her voice that made things just take off. And I know if y'all remember when she did the national anthem at the Super Bowl that year, which is the greatest besides Marvin Gaye's. I think Marvin Gaye's remix to it is the best though. For me, Marvin Gaye's remix to the national anthem is the best you can have of all time. But when you're talking about outright just singing, and not singing, because he sang. You're talking about outright just singing the anthem. This woman has done the best rendition of that song ever. Okay? So we are talking about the GOAT, the legend, the icon, the voice. The woman who took singing and with a 5-octave range, 5 octave, to another level. We're talking about the incomparable Whitney Elizabeth Houston. Yes, indeed. May she rest in eternal peace, paradise, because we know what it was like when she was here. And we're not getting into the negativity of her life. We're talking about the positive. All right? So the 30th day of Women's HERStory Month goes to the incomparable, greatest of all time, Whitney Elizabeth Houston. Okay? May she live on and on and on. May she live forever in her memory. Okay? All right. Now, I have to give one message, y'all. And the message was in my spirit, so I must give it. I think sometimes a lot of us need an ego check, right? Myself included. Because a lot of times we believe that we are the only one to have some gifts. We are the only one to do something. We think this. This is in our mind because we live in our own world, in our head. And we think we are the most grandiose person in the room. Now, that's not to say you shouldn't be confident in yourself. No, I'm never saying that you shouldn't be confident, right? But you are not the first nor the last to do something. Nor are you the only one to have certain gifts that you think overpower and overshadow every fucking body else. Excuse my language on a Sunday, but baby, you got to get it real and raw. Because I got to say it. Because so many of us get beside ourselves and think that we are the only one to have this type of gift, do this type of work, blah, 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 blah. And you need an ego check. You need to stop being in delusion. Because you in a delusional world in your head, thinking that you are the only person to be able to do something. Bro, you cap. And you capping on yourself. For real. Cut the effery. Alright? You're not the only one. You ain't the first and you won't be the last. Now, the only thing I can say to you is just keep doing what you're doing your way. But don't try to discredit or discard anybody because you think that you the only one. Okay. Anyway, the message is over with. 30th day, y'all, of Women's HERStory Month belongs to the great, the GOAT, the icon, Whitney Elizabeth Houston.